to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with all of you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter if you're the proclaimed richest person on the face of this earth to the proclaimed poorest or homeless person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're the proclaimed toughest person on the face of the earth to the proclaimed weakest person on the earth. It doesn't matter if you're light-skinned or dark-skinned. It doesn't matter if you my enemies, families, nor friends. It doesn't matter whether you like my YouTube videos or don't, or do. It doesn't matter if you doesn't even have an opinion. I greet everybody with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. You know, sometime when miscarriage of justice and tragedies happen within your family, you be sad. But you know I'm not sad. But I want to tell you this is part 3 of the tragedy that happened, the miscarriage of justice and tragedy that happened to me and my 2 young daughters and my 91-year-old World War II veteran dad. If you can look above me here, you can see this is the a Mississippi County 33rd Circuit Courthouse here in Charleston, Missouri, in Mississippi County. Today, people around the nation is remembering what happened in New York on September the 11th, 2001, with the planes crashing into the Twin Towers, or the World Trade Center. And as I always say, me and my household, we would always be praying for those family members who lost lives, those who survived, and not only for them, people worldwide that's being misused and wrongfully treated in this United States, or unjustifiably lost family members. Some of it all done happened to me and my daughters, but today I want to tell you it'll be the final chapter of this particular day for me. But I got a chance to sit down with my 2 young daughters and my 91-year-old dad, who still have his sense of comprehension, especially about the racism and the injustices here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. Because after he was drafted in World War II, after he served his time in the war, he left and took my mother with him because he didn't want to raise not one of his children here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, because of the racism. The racism that he seen then, I see it now, but it's worse because you have people that call themselves NAACP presidents, past and present, working hand in hand with the individuals that's unjustly treating blacks that stand up for their rights. You have these organizations, these black preachers doing the same thing. But let me tell you what happened here today on September the 11th, 2019, Wednesday in Mississippi County. Now, you all done heard about the 2 individuals, Barry Boyce Jr., they call him. Some people say he ain't a junior. It don't matter whether you're a junior or not. You all know who I'm talking about. Nigel Easton. Some of you call him Nigel or Gutter Red. But you all seen on camera several times from January the 30th, 2019 in front of my house, several times, at night and at daytime. You seen them right down here at this police station here on Main Street on camera. Finally, one police officer, the detective, wrote a report got a proper cause affidavit, had all the information together, gave it to the prosecuting attorney. But the prosecuting attorney didn't produce none of it in court. You know why? Because it's just like a police unjustifiably killing somebody. When you come with that, you ain't gonna have the police going against each other. It's the same thing with Barry Boyce and Gail Easton. You see all the things that they're allowed to get away with here, but never arrested. But the judge found them not guilty on August the 14th of what I know and everybody else knows that happened right up here in front of this courthouse, where they was harassing me and they was disturbing my public peace. But yet, the judge found them not guilty of harassment, found Gail Easton not guilty of public disturbance, but found Barry Boyce guilty of it. Now, it took, the crime takes up to 6 months in the county jail, or 6 months to a year of probation. But the judge today, Robert Barker, who's connected with Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, who's connected with the chief of police, Robert Hearns, who used to be on the board of Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, and a lot of these other preachers, and a lot of these people that run these organizations, like Lester Gillespie, worked at Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. Some of people from Susanna Wesley Learning Center, they work as advocates, victim advocates, here in this Mississippi County courthouse with the prosecuting attorney. How could me and my family get any justice from a judge that's connected with all of these people? But let me tell you what he did. He wouldn't allow me to express how I felt about what this man did to me and my family. He just called the man up today and told him this is the sentencing phase. To him, it was a sentencing phase. To me and my 2 young daughters and my 91-year-old daddy and all of my family and friends and a bunch of my followers, it wasn't a sentencing phase. You know what it was? It was an insult to justice. It was a miscarriage of justice, because all he did was he gave him, fined him court costs and gave him a fine. He said he'll send that in the mail. He never once was arrested for any of the things that he did. You know why? Because you got a police department, 99% of them, well, I'll just say 90, hey now, all right, hey, how y'all doing? 90% of them don't like me because I'm a black man, not from Charleston, Missouri, from Chicago, Illinois, that stand up against racism and stand up against blacks and whites that's misusing people in the black community. But I'm gonna leave it with this here. It's a miscarriage of justice. You see what I'm saying? In a tragedy, not just for me and my family, it's for the black community, because the people that I see Robert Barker allowing Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, Lester Gillespie in his program, Sherry Maxwell in her program, get these people up out of here on these low bonds so they can go right back to the black community, shooting up blacks, selling dope to blacks, because they ain't coming on this end. They ain't coming on this end. This is Main Street. Main is the divide line of east and west. On the east side, on this side, it's 90% white. And this is not against all white people, because all white people is not prejudiced. This ain't for all blacks, because all blacks ain't for all black people. But let me tell you, it's democratically ran from the judge on down. I give honor to Judge Dolan for doing his job, whether he liked me or not. He did his job and took something off of me that the Democrat who used to be on the board of Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, Robert Hearns, He took something off of me that Robert Hearns put on me over 19 years ago. And I know a lot of them didn't like that. I give Judge Brown partially credit for giving me custody of my children in 2008. But he probably felt guilty for the fact that they gave him to their drug addict mother who got out of town, who was helped and assisted by Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, by the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, by this Mississippi County Courthouse, when they was 1 and 2 years old, to let a drug addict, a heroin addict, crack addict, get out of Charleston, Missouri to Chicago for 70 days until I found him, and my youngest daughter's arm was broke. Susanna Wesley didn't care about it because it wasn't their daughter. The judge didn't care about it, but it wasn't his daughter. The chief of police didn't care, and none of the other people didn't care, but I did. Didn't none of them document it, but I did. The doctors documented, and it's documented in the Justice Department in Washington, D.C. and in St. Louis. But the bottom line is, I thank God that I'm a man that stand up against these people and not ashamed to say what these people have been doing, not just to me and my family, but others. Others don't come to court because they're afraid, because the police, the state's attorney, Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, Sherry Maxwell from Lincoln University, Lester Gillespie, and some of these preachers, they working hand in hand with the people that's selling the drugs in the black community, that's shooting up blacks and have blacks terrified to come. But I'm not terrified. I may be a felon, but if they shoot at me, I'm not down at 911 because I know 911 don't help me and my family. I know how to protect myself. I done protect myself before, and I protect myself again. I don't care who it is. But y'all just watch one thing about God. God is already working with some of these people's families, because these people out here, some of these same people that started this chaos, got kids out here fighting each other. Got kids getting killed unjustly. You know why? Because they falling behind people like Nigel Easton, Barry Boyce, the chief of police, Sherry Maxwell, Lester Gillespie, and these people up in here, and most of these preachers. But God got it. God gave me the strength. God gave me the guidance how to protect my 2 young daughters and my 91-year-old daddy. And I don't care who don't like it. If you don't like my YouTube video, I don't even care. Don't listen to it. Because I'm going to keep on saying what I'm saying. The day you or anybody else, I'm speaking of whoever is concerned, that come to try to stop me, I'm going to show you what I'm made of, and it won't be 911. I'll be worse than 911. Y'all wondering why you got ISIS around here. You wondering why you got militants building up around here. You know why? Because they sick and tired. I feel more safe with ISIS living right next door to me than I do this courthouse, than I do that police department, than I do the NAACP here in Charleston, Missouri, or any of these preachers down here, with the exception of 2 or 3 of them. Now, if you don't like what I'm saying, don't listen to it. But when you get ready to come to try to stop me, be ready to die, because I am. Peace be still.